Hi there, my name is Luke Lowell. This is my little video diary of my thoughts and processes coping with chronic pain, tough diagnosis, and eventual surgery and recovery. Today is June 1st, 2018. To keep this from going on too long, I just want to give a concise summary of what's up. Like a lot of stories, you're going to have to join me in progress rather than at the start. Please bear with me and thank you. A little bit about me. I'm a Japanese American. I was born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm 30 now. Professionally, I earned a paramedic's license when I was 26, but I never worked as a paramedic. I had trouble finding work in the area, partially because I didn't want to be a firefighter, which is required by most of the services in my area. Partially because I didn't want to be abused by those services, which had a bad reputation. And partially because I doubted my own my own skills fresh out of school. Instead, I ended up landing a job at the University of Kansas Health System as a monitor tech, or somebody that reviews and monitors patients' hearts for 12-hour shifts at a time. It's not an amazing job, it's not a terrible one either, and I was happy to have something that would help pay for my ludicrous bills that I'd managed to gather up while going to school, and help sharpen my ability to instantly recognize hearts that were in danger. For fun, I was, and I still am, a huge video gamer. I'm also a hobbyist baker, and I like to spend some time in the gym too. I also like to spend some time catching up with current events and whatnot. Near the end of February 2017, I purchased a rowing machine for home use to get in better shape and start looking for medic work again. This was a couple of years into my job as a monitor technician. I was using it tons, 4 or 5 times a week for a few weeks in a row. One day, when I'm at work, suddenly I felt like a horrible spasm in my left neck. That was just debilitating. It drove me right out of the office I was working at, and I went to go hide in the bathroom and sweat it out. I couldn't find relief. The pain was racking up and down the back of my left arm, my left back, my left neck, and it was climbing steadily from like initial onset. When it first started, probably like a 5 out of 10. But it climbed all the way to an 8 out of 10. Eventually, my shift felt impossible to finish, and I went straight home to shake it off. The thing is, though, I couldn't shake it off. The problem persisted. And in another shift, I returned to work. I found myself leaving early again to go to urgent care this time. Those guys gave me some anti-inflammatories, told me to go see my doctor, and sent me packing. I don't blame them. You see it in healthcare all the time. People looking for pain medications, just coming in with the only symptom of pain. It's totally understandable. They want me to go see the doc. So that's what I did. I went to go see my doctor. He gave me an X-ray. They put me through some pretty painful poses to get these X-rays, but they tell me I've got a pinched nerve between C6 and C7, which is a specific part of your neck. Right around this area. And that the problem should go away on its own. I probably inflicted it on myself with the rowing machine. So I spent a while trying to sweat it out. I keep having to leave my job early from the pain. It's getting so bad I can't turn my head more than a few degrees to the right before I start to feel pain-induced nausea. And I'm fighting throwing up and trying to keep tears from rolling down my face from doing simple tasks, picking stuff up, moving the mouse around on the computer, scanning across monitors, etc. So I can't live like that, and I can't work like that. I decided to get a second opinion in my job. I called the insurance, my insurance with the hospital, and they told me I had to switch doctors to get the best rates possible. So I switched to the doctors at the hospital I'm working at, and this guy's he's a hack. He's not the best doctor I've ever worked with. He did zero diagnostic imaging, no tests at all. Just a basic assessment that I know how to run through as a paramedic on patients, the stuff that I do. He asked me if I'm using protection in my sex life, and assigned me to some physical therapy based on the diagnosis that I got before. It was pretty clear that he was a newbie doctor. He wasn't listening to really what was going on with me, and he really didn't care. And it's understandable. I get it. Regardless, I complied for months. I went to therapy about once a week, and I was getting better slowly. Each visit was rough. The neck turns and arm stretches and cycling and exercise they wanted me to do was really rough at first. They took it very easy on me, and they went through small increments upward. Still, regardless, I spent the whole time, both at the physical therapy and out of it, stressed out, worried that this pinched nerve doesn't seem to be getting any better. And instead, it's just my ability to cope with it that's getting better. After a few months of it, though, I started to feel more confident. My pain levels started to go down. I'd regained some range of motion in my neck, and I'd learned to kind of accept that the pain was just going to be a low-key part of my life that I had to live with forever. At the same time, I was also visiting the dietitian at my job, and she helped me learn how to eat better. And between a new diet and exercise, I started dropping all that unhealthy weight I'd accumulated and long wanted to be rid of. Eventually, I was discharged from physical therapy, and it didn't take long for the pain and the loss of range of motion to start coming back. Physical therapy helped, but now that it was over, even though I was doing my best to maintain my increased physical fitness and my increased pain levels were making it clear that this was not a pinched nerve. It's not going away no matter what I do, and it's going to need some intervention. Something worse was going on. I wanted a real solution. It was stopping me from enjoying my life and stopping me from furthering my career. So I get a new doctor, I return, I get new assessments, new x-rays. Those results are inconclusive, so they refer to a neurologist and I have to wait a few months to get in the door. Eventually I get in, and that neurologist believes that I'm exhibiting signs and symptoms of something called a thoracic outlet syndrome, which is very similar actually to a pinched nerve, but instead of it being up here in the neck, it's over here in the clavicle and in the first rib, right in that area. And this is great news, because the treatment for this is a shot of Botox. A literal, it's what every patient never dreams of, right? One magic shot, the pain goes away forever. Congratulations. Be right as rain. Not even a maintenance thing, just a one time. So she sent me to get an EMG to confirm. That's an EMG. It was an incredibly uncomfortable diagnostic test. Made to check on nerve function. This was one of my roughest tests. I knew it was going to be painful, but this was hard to believe. When I was done, I felt like I'd been subjected to kind of like a low-key torture. I rushed straight to Sonic afterward to get some ice cream therapy. Right in the middle of my diet, I'd given up ice cream, but I was like, nope, I ain't making it home without any. Basically, the test is them sticking a small needle into the muscles of my left arm, forearm and tricep. Bicep and tricep, forearm, both sides, down into my hand and into my fingertips, and also into my neck. And then each time they did that, they would also send some electricity through the needle to see if I would jump, essentially. I don't know exactly how that tests nerve function. The mechanics are lost on me, but the results were that I needed an MRI. The doctor who did that test demanded I have an MRI, which was something that all four of the previous doctors that I'd seen had refused to allow me to have. None of them wanted me to have an MRI. Finally, with the MRI, they discovered that I have a destroyed disc in between C6 and C7. What's that? A little bit of cartilage in between. And it's a little bit higher up than previous diagnosis, C6, C7. And there's a massive bone spur that developed in that area. It was causing a pinched nerve, after all, where the nerves branch off from the spine. So at last, a year in the making, I had an answer. The treatment is spinal surgery. It's scheduled for a couple months out. What they plan on doing is going in there, removing the developed bone spur, replacing the destroyed disc with a synthetic version, and sending me home and let me see how I rock. The prognosis is good. I'm feeling pretty good out about it. That's the long and short of it. The surgery is scheduled for June 13th. I plan on making a bunch of videos detailing my thought process, my emotional states and attitudes, how I maintained mental fortitude through all the doubt and pain and gaslighting and worrying about Munchausen's and worrying about my future, tolerating a job that I hated for the benefits, and more. For me, those answers were hard won. I did them through isolation and thinking alone a lot of the time. Processing the anger and fear and occasional agony, to be completely honest. I'll do my best to recall them accurately. If you're experiencing something similar, I hope these videos help you, and if you're just curious, then I hope you find them compelling. Thank you. Have a nice day.